Great. So today we are joined by Mr. Keshav Sharma. He's a distinguished HR leader with over 2 decades of experience across infrastructure, energy, and manufacturing sectors. Currently, he is serving as a DGM HR. Keshav has also been recognized with 9 prestigious HR awards in 2024 alone, including the ET HR Award, L&D Award, and the Global Recognition Award in Australia. We would be exploring his journey, the real challenges behind people management, especially in traditional industries, and his views on the future of HR leadership. I welcome you, Keshav. Thank you so much for joining us on a podcast at Dawdle. We have a very interesting set of topics for you, but before we go ahead, would love to understand your journey from your words to give a good context to our audience.
First of all, thanks, Rishikesh, for inviting me on this platform of Dawdle. And this is a very nice experience for me. To start in a journey of mine, like I have 2 decades plus of experience in the HR domain with diversified sectors. I worked with like manufacturing, retail, energy, and real estate sectors. Now, to begin with, like even my academic backgrounds, like I had done hotel management from IHM Calcutta, then my MBA I taught my batch and I had professional degrees like I have a certification with the Global Master in HR management I have done and plus a lot of SAP HR I have done. So these all I have 16 degrees with me. One international diploma from Cambridge University, UK also have done in management. Along with that, I had started a career with the manufacturing sector. First of all, I was before my MBA, I had been with the Tatas. I did my training to Tatas and they awarded me with the best training award in my training. And with my hotel management course, I had been with the Taj Roof Hotels. Again, I have been awarded as the best trainee award. My career started off with, first of all, with the sales sector before, after my hotel management. I dropped in and then pursued my MBA in HR. And from there, from HR, from 2005 to 7, from Calcutta. After completion of my course in HR, I started my career from manufacturing in Calcutta with Tata Steel on-site work experience. Then I moved on with my present company, Safety Infrastructure Limited, the manager with part-time. I spent 3 years with them. Again, I joined a manufacturing sector in Noida with the production of retail inverters and batteries. And again, come back with the present sector of infrastructure. And I spent like 10 years with the retail sector. I have worked in different locations and different places across the country and interact with so many people of India. What I learned is that diverse, we are so much different with language, culture, and adaptation. One thing brings us together is the Indianship. We're pure Indian, so we work together, we understand, and we get to into folly of under one cocoon to work as a unified structure. With my precision, this is my whole concept of my background and my things. I'm presently working with an infrastructure firm at the DGM HR in Northern India for seeing the recruitment part, even the company branding part, even I'm looking at into the performance plan system and overall admin part with it. Still learning and still adapting to new strategies and new concepts.
Got it. Thank you so much, Keshuji, for running us through, your experience so far. And as we can see that, you have kind of have built career across multiple industries and workforce environment, especially manufacturing is your favorite segment. Would you like to touch upon a few defining experiences that shaped your philosophy on leading people and building culture?
As we know, it's leadership defines the people. It's not managers. The leaders who take up the initiatives and cudgels the people follow them. Leaders don't have a structured way of working and taking up things. With my experience in manufacturing sectors, when I got inception with the one of the firms in Calcutta, but they had an on-site with in Tarasin Jamshedpur. I had a new environment out there where we used to make batches for people for foreign fund. I used to feel that the way of working of foreign PF opening of accounts and closing of accounts, and the whole process was very tedious and very a kind of trash kind of thing. They're not very systematic. I took up the challenge and there I made systematic with, I joined the token system, channel system inside the name of people and made clear to all the PF holders what is the PF numbers and how they should go about it. My superiors there really helped me, but my hard work and my sincerity took them that I took within 1 year of my joining as a trainee staff, I could bring about a lot of clarity in the whole process of the PF joining and claim clearance things with the people. And I didn't over there. I find that taking initiatives, irrespective of instead of the fear that you get wrong or right, the first thing that you should take up, you should be bold enough to take up initiative. If you
Yes.
take up initiative, you're born to take up challenges. You universe and all this. I face all this in there. People in support me that initially, but looking at my dedication and sincerity, back of my, I decided no, I should be clearing all the PF uh, differences there. I took up. So there I find that leadership really helped me, that people of different cultures, of different labors who came across fishing sites, different locations in Dallas Steel. And it's a global company. So I could bring those people, irrespective of the language, the culture, the climate, in one place and get them their TF their claim opening up, on opening and settlement very, very smooth within a year.
Got it. Keshavji, when we talk about, traditional sectors like you have infrastructure and manufacturing, workforce management is far more operational and site driven. So what are the toughest people related challenges that you have consistently seen on the ground?
Oh, well, it's a very good question you asked, Mr. Rishikesh. When we talk about the manufacturing sectors, we have a defined factory act to follow in the closed chamber, in the closed place where the production goes. So people are fit in there. They're in one location and one place. So opening up of EF departments, implementing policies, and it's very easy to implement factory act and applications in a manufacturing sector, that you don't have people in different locations, but in one location, and you have to manage it all as a whole one outline structured in an organization. When we're talking about the retail or the construction sector, we have the companies that run different sites across different locations, and this construction sector is a very unorganized sector. Since it is unorganized, we get labors from different locations across the country, and we find difficult to put them into PF and even to ESI part, right? And they're not very dedicated to join. They can leave you anytime. The challenge of attrition level of the laborers at site construction is very difficult. It's very, very high. So we face challenges day in and out. How to attend to them, the labors, and leading to the ground, to coming to the levels, and making the coordinations from top to bottom very smooth, so that they feel comfortable with the lodging, the food quality, and all. They stay with us and contribute to the uh, production at the sites and the erection of new structures at the sites. So sectors and construction sector is a very high challenge for any company, big or small, to manage the labors at different locations. That's what I see. Today is the basic difference I find in that the manpower management is very, very tough. There is a very like it, you find it in manufacturing sector. Everything is predefined. It's defined and it's implemented very smoothly. You don't have to fly a bit. You don't have to flap your wings. But talking about consistency, you have to really work out. You can't sit back and have a laid back attitude. You have to really work out and spread your legs and spread your arms, totally grabbing all from sources from all sides and managing it and holding it tight to get your work done.
Got it. And both these industries, Keshavji, operate under very strict regulatory safety and skill availability pressures. So how do you balance compliance, efficiency, and empathy when dealing with such complex environment?
That the being in HR means human resource. So first you have to be a human resource. The personnel should be a neutral personality, and he should be bold enough. And since I have been very bold enough, I've had different. I have taken education from different locations. I've taken my hotel management from Calcutta and my MBA from Calcutta, but I did my MBA, my staff from Jamshedpur. Then I moved on to Delhi for some degrees I have taken from Bangalore, and some degrees I have taken from Hyderabad. So, and in Mumbai also have taken some degrees, and in Chandigarh from so different locations, different sources have taken up degrees in front of different people. So complexities are there, but it's how you adapt. I have worked day in and day out with myself, and when with myself neutral and understand people's psychology and their remarks, how well they did in Indian context. Talk about internationally also. I have dealt with expatriates also working in my present firm. Coming from abroad with different culture, I have met them and get into my culture and work well in Indian context. Two of my relics, my strengths, I would say, as an HR, like 10 years back, I have worked for a construction firm where I hired a DGM project from Moscow, from Russia. I could convince him to come back to India, just understanding his background. Although he was an Indian from Himachal, but I could convince him that he could leave his job there and made him comfortable, understanding his requirements to fit into India. But that was the biggest achievement of mine. While doing the course with the KT University UK, with the starting different business. First of all, you need to understand the business you're working in for, whether you're HR or any department you're working in, any verticals you're working. Once you understand the business, then you have to in HR you have to manage with the talent acquisition, right? Hire the right person for the right place with the human resource planning well in place. You get the organization well done, and the targets are bound to get you because the people are very skilled. The hiring should be very proper. The timing should be very proper, and the job profile should be very relevant to the concerned candidate when you hire it. So all
So
the
what are
complexities.
yes?
Yes.
Can you give a few examples or some of the things that you kind of followed to make sure that the hiring is proper?
First of all, I made my HRP very strong, human resource planning. Exactly from different verticals, different departments. I got in touch with all the department heads, what exactly the requirements, how much manpower they require, and what I prepared the budget out of that. What the budget management has allocated me to hire this person, total budget, and what they have asked me for. If it is a surplus, I evict out those not very necessary hirings. Fitting into the budget, the requirements for different departments, I start off with the hiring process. I had my own, job portals with me. I had the referral policies with me, referral employee policies. I had walk-ins with me. I have I took campus drive recruitments across NITs and IITs also in my profile. I had been visited to NIT of Jalandhar, NIT Roorkee also. That time we turned to an IIT. So I had been working with, even got a chance to work we can do campus drive across Punjab, different cities, and hire technical people. So it is a good planning and timely action. Your resourcefulness, your to attract the manpower, how from different sources you're going to hire people, and through LinkedIn also have done this. So when you integrate all the different factors into one place and you match your skills and flex your figures and your mind, synchronize in one action, these things are achieved, irrespective of all the challenges and all the obstacles issue. If you prepare well, bound to achieve targets, hiring very easily.
Yes. And sir, see, attracting very good talent in manufacturing and construction has always been a challenge. Like, when you talk to very, prolific people, they don't want to join manufacturing and construction. What do you think are the, can be done, especially in these sectors, so that it can attract, brighter talent?
The manufacturing basically it's a totally a very for falling into the prey of the Factory Act Act of 1948 and falls into the place of HR policy. It's predefined. If you're a public sector company, it's predefined how you work. You get the leaves been defined as per government law. If you're a PCU, if you're a private sector also, you're not very flexible enough to make some changes. You're bound to be a bit easygoing with the policies and all that. You can flex your muscles. And with partnership, not much to be done. And compared to the construction or real estate sector, this sector demands stamina, long working hours, target achievements. You have to work. That means you don't see how here because different 12 hours. I mean, our site starts 8 o'clock and it's 8 to 8. Head office runs from 9 to 6. But the people, if the engineers, they have requirements, they have to stay there. There's no other options because suppose in the night, plastering of terrace is to be done. It can't be done over in the morning. It has to be in the night. So you have to be there even if you have spent 12 hours in service, I mean, in duty on a single day, you still have to attend those implications and requirements in construction sectors. In manufacturing and in sector, I have with my corporate branding, I have tried to make it very lucrative for people to hire people. Lucrative HR can make. We're talking about the vision and the mission statement of the company, a clear defined. And when you talk to any candidate of any high profile or low profile, you can make and you can make a clear picture to them and they can chart out their growth path if they join a firm. If they're not able to relevate with yourself, if they're not combined with yourself, they'll find a synergy between you and the company. If in the imaginations, when you can show the future, that they won't be able to comply with it. That's why because their stagnancy is there and a bit of artless approaches of the HRs, what I find in the sector HRs and even in manufacturing, they're very artless. You have to be very artistic. You have to give them a icing on the cake when you talk to them about the company policies and visions, business statements, and leave policies, everything to make them comfortable, and they feel that they should be lured into to join that if they're hired to apply to that manufacturing or construction. If you are an artless HR, no sector you will will come to you, right, and you will lose good talents if you're not very attractive, you're not very uh, well prepared with your offerings. That this should, like in hospitality, that this should be very appealing, whether it tastes good or bad afterwards, but it should appeal to you. Even if it's appealing, if you take it, if it's not good, still you take find it's very satisfactory. Oh, it was nice. It was nice to see you have found it appeal. So the HR should be very artistic. They should be very clear with the mission statements of the company, and the business, the nature of business. The HR should very deeply understand the nature of business they're working in for. So to attract the high profile people, they need to communicate well, and I put a picture to them and show them how could they chart out their own growth along with the company's growth. Then only can we can have these people, and have this good profile in these sectors.
Got it. And related to this only was the next topic around was, talent acquisitions in these sectors can be very difficult, especially when you are doing an specialized hiring or a remote hiring. What strategies have helped you attract and retain quality talent amid all these constraints?
So we're hiring people from different locations. First priority, which for PM working for manufacturing sector, I try to hire people from a nearest to their job location or a home location place, because if in emergency, I try to hire people very honestly. I want to declare today that try to hire people or candidates who are near to their home from the workplace. So in emergency, they can attend to their families. And at the back of the mind, they relax. Oh, my family is near, and then my company is good. On emergency, I can reach to my hometown in case of emergencies, either in workplace or at home place. So that psychology helps me really out to get the performance out of the person very, very well. If the other person is very disturbed, with the personal issues and all, distances and all, then it hampers their performance. The output is pretty dimmed. So I don't. They are always puzzled. They are always tense. So they are not doing their jobs on site very, very well. First thing I took up this in hiring, I see the distances. Then I see that how the local people can adjust to the local environment. They find it right and they find cajole themselves to be an rising spirit. Like for example, in my present firm, I am hiring for JNK location, which is very tough as you see. It is executed by India, but still the maintenance is on. To hire people, we have projects running in that sectors. We have to see their safety also, and we have to convince the candidates to come to that place and work and complete the project for us. Because that's the biggest challenge I'm facing right now. But still, I'm able to hire localized people and engineers to deliver the best in my present locations. Safety and security, and talking about retention of employee, you have to talk to the employee on a regular basis. And as an HR, you should be not be a closed. You should be a open-ended person, so they can approach. They can put their I have different platform across like Outlook. I've given them the access to my special WhatsApp links, that where the employees can in person or in privacy, they can give me they can address their problems. So I can resolve them and sort out the problems, employee engagement activities, self-driven activities. If I try to interact with this employee so that they can maximum, I try to outreach myself to the employees, which is humanly not possible, but we try to fix up every week or a monthly basis where people interacted and they felt cohesiveness with the company and synergy has been maintained. So this is how the different strategies have been adopted by me to retain the employees.
Got it. And, also talking about employee engagement, it's often, the hardest where the workforce are dispersed. And especially, in infrastructure, we see the workforce is kind of dispersed across sites, across locations. And job stress is also very high. So what have you found effective in building a sense of belonging and trust across locations?
As I already said, that's the connectivity and communication. Two things I've opened myself and approachable to the different locations and site people, HR, my employees, where they can easily interact or express themselves through those links on online platform, offline platforms. So they can express themselves, their problems, their issues, if they're facing inside, outside. So they feel that they have been heard. First of all, employees should not feel outsourced or outlived. They should feel, yes, we are being heard by the company. We had a platform I had started a Voice Voca platform in my last company, and in my company also, the Voca platform is there. Employee can express working any of the sites They can express any time, 24 hours working. They can put in their like a verbal quote stating that what is the problems or what are the requirements of this. I try to intact with them and get them intact, and sense of belongingness, cohesiveness, and togetherness is achieved through all these strategies.
So so talking about manufacturing and infrastructure, we'll take this two as separately. So if you talk about infrastructure, what do you think are the more most non-technical skills that you look for while you are hiring for, say, an engineer or a management kind of a person?
Non-technical aspects in human, first of all, I see that how much their health is important, their mindset, how tough they are. If they're far from their home, how they manage the personal professional life, and are they medically fit to work for 12 hours or more than that? Are they ready to work in short notices, even if they're disturbed? Then we see to it that how much the employee is adaptable to the new situation and environment, how fast, how smart he is to get his lodging, he finds his lodging and settles himself and get to work. And how well he is enjoys his personal skills to interact with the people and makes and starts a team building efforts. All this conjoins and makes this thing happening, and we can relate to this easily.
Got it. And what about manufacturing sector, sir?
Manufacturing, it's all been stated. You're given lodgings and it's been defined. It's clearly defined a factory what you have to give or not. So when you work in a structured way, you have to bound to adopt to this, and you have to give this whether you'd like it or not. So it's very straightforward. It's crystal clear. What you're giving to the other side, even talking about a CTC or taking take home salary, it's been very clear in manufacturing. Manufacturing totally works under the roof of factory action. So where you can't hide anything, can't displace anything. So it's very structured. People on the day one know what we are getting, what we are not. So they're inbuilt satisfied in manufacturing sector. I find that people are satisfied and more cozy to work for long hours, and they get retained with the manufacturer for long hours. That's it.
Got it. And Keshavji, you have managed teams and operations across different regions of India. You have been in the south, you have been in the east, you are now in the north. How do regional mindsets, and local labor markets or cultural nuances influence HR policies and engagement?
So, like we're talking about this, it's just a big challenge in India. You find that day in day out, people with language they're fighting, two different cultures they're fighting, but somehow with Indians have a one under stream of cohesiveness amongst ourselves. We adjust well, and we work as a secular being. So when I was working in northern India or southern India, we find that laborers are basically from Bihar, that northern side. Those states are the labor suppliers of the sorry to say, but UP, Bihar, and all these Bengal, they provided most of the labors to India. So whether you're talking about south, you're talking about north, or any of the different locations zones of India, we get labors from those sites. So it's easy to combine with it because I also belong to that sector, that location. So the language, the local dialect, the local approach, the cultural inbound, the way of talking, and I am very much able to combine themselves and feel them familiar with what they are coming to this place. I give them familiarity and a human touch, a close touch, so they don't feel that they are away from home. They feel they're still at home. So that really works and clicks well with me. I don't know about other HRs. I think they also adopt the same strategy and policies. But an HR like me who have worked at different locations, are able to hire and convince people at different locations to come and work at my location. I have worked very excellently in this in all my companies sectors I have worked till date. I have somehow with my own personal intellect of this skill of mine of this and adaptation of different location experience which I have gathered till date and still gathering, so and still learning how to come up and give the best of that. Able to disregard all complexities, all challenges, and try to bring the different cultures, labor challenges to this at one place without any much of heckles. At an ease, I can do it.
So when we talk about HR as a function, like, you see a lot of digital tools and analytics are also coming up.
Yeah.
Like, how have you used technology to improve decision making or transform the traditional HR processes?
So technology talking about, I had implemented HRIS in my last company, Human Information System, where you used to have the information of all the human personnel at one place. And for hiring and recruitment, I have taken up ATS, applicant tracking system. where the AI helps to get the right people at the right place. Even on LinkedIn platforms that helped me to achieve on my hiring process. The technological advances are good for educated people, but when we talk about the labor force, you can't use the ATS or something like technology. You have to use that the local, the way Indian system of getting those people into one place. There, the ATS fails. As you can see, practically talking about the technology is for the elite people. People are having access of the internet. People are having access of that understanding of that softwares where they can relate and come to on one place. But when talk about non-skilled persons, it's very difficult. Operational staff, it becomes a challenge for an HR to hire them at one. So today's technological and software updations are very much related to the educated class, elite class of employees to hire at ease, not for the non-technical, non-operational, who are less with their education.
Sir, also, since you have been there in the industry for the last more than 20 years, could you also help us understand a few technology interventions that are happening in the HR domain?
So technological interventions like now we are as you know, AI is into everything. Without artificial intelligence, we can't think of anything nowadays. So in my present firm also, although we are government contractors, I'm trying to implement. I'm trying to. It's still is infancy stage where
Yes.
I can introduce AI to for my hiring process. At one place, I can be checking on my hiring recruited person. I can see my number of employees, hires who are there in the line, rejections reasons, and why they are not, attrition level is to be checked on at one go.
Yes.
And the different, the pay packages as per company standards and as the market standards, how well in the matching, how much I've hired, the budget targets of HR hirings, have I achieved or did not, and different, technical heads also at one place where their inputs are well in place or not. So these are, I'm trying to build up a kind of platform with the software with some addition add-ons of the AI. So all this data should be created once at one go, and I can ease out the hiring to the management with at one, one text at one page of the intervene. So technology interventions are really helping me. It's not that we are not able to do, because without technological interventions, without technical updations, we are not able to connect with the offsite people and on-site, because today internet is the core and artificial intelligence is the core of working. And my SAP is, I've done HR SAP in my past, so that degree is not helping me right now at this time to get the things.
Got it. And also, talking about what are the new capabilities do you believe that HR leaders must develop so that they stay relevant in the next decade, especially as you have talked about AI and hybrid work, which are redefining the organizations. What are those, capabilities that an HR leader should develop?
So the HRs right now there's can see two things are happening right now.
Yes.
A person, first of all, you have HRs with MBA and HR who have really studied this 2 year course, and they really understand the emotions, the hardships, the connections, and all this human behavioral aspects they've been taught. They are well pure HR person, but there's some pseudo HRs who are working in the company. They do some 2, 3, admin works, and they feel that they are HR. They're not HRs.
Right. Yes.
They think that they have taken up the attendance, or they have taken up some, admin work. They have started the work with the peon. They have infiltrated some, housekeeping people. They say, "Oh, I am the HR. We know everything. We can manage." Even some managers of different levels, he said, "We manage people." The sales people say that we manage people. We get them thinking we are managers. So we are the HR. We get into their grievance part also. We are looking into this. The technical heads tells me that I'm talking to my technical people. They're expressing their sorrows. They're expressing success to me. So I'm an HR. So what happens? All these people are doing the a part of human management at one go. So the company is getting the benefits and revenue generation part of it. But management should understand what an HR is about. How it is basically a basic, very strong bridge between the management and the employees. And management thought process is travels across HR to downstream people, down vertical peoples. How to connect this? The management can't speak directly to the labor force or the operational staff. It is the HR who puts their language, their spooky elite language into their understandable language, and try to bring a compatible status with the employees of the management, so they can achieve the targets as a team, build up a synergy, a cohesiveness is there, and they achieve their targets. But unfortunately, in India, means I've seen people with degrees. Okay, if you speak good in English, some people feel he's showing up. It's not showing up. It is upskilling yourself. First of all, the language. How much hold you have along in international language? Like there's a regional dialect. there's Hindi or any regional place you're working, how much command you have got to connect with people. The language is the first part, and excellence in universal language like English and good command over this helps you to communicate well, interact with and connect with people. It is not it's not about the getting some psychological superiority. It's a language.
Yes.
But Indians find we have worked in all across India. Indians are very particular about English announced in English speaking zones. There, I find a stigma to this. I tell you, whether you are of any religion, we are a secular country, we have any religion, we are working for a set pattern of things to achieve our targets for self development and to achieve the company's growth. It talks about the loyalty. People are talking about this, HRs talking about this. Oh, this is not done. You are a human resource. You have to be neutral. And HR should not compare him or herself with other employees' salaries or their growth levels around. And HR should be himself should be neutral, and he or herself should improvise himself or herself while imparting the duties. Initially, the HR department used to be a staff assistance department, but nowadays with technology advancement and initiations, HRs are playing a pivotal role in hiring right talent at short notice of time and retaining them for the for any of the departments he or she is working for the company.
Yes.
Where the managers are lacking on this part. A manager of any department can't get up. They can get the referral employees, but they're not. I didn't find them to comment to judge people. And HR is a judge, impartial judge. So he is a neutral personality. He is a bridge. He or she is a bridge. First of all. So according to me, if you are talking about my opinion, I feel that a person first to have a proper HR degree with them.
Yes.
When you see and hiring for an HR opening comes in for any of the portals, they graduation in any stream. Now you tell me how a BSc or a BCom will connect with the HR.
Yes.
Or a BA. They're bringing all those aspects in one management and saying, okay, you are now the psychological, a good psychologist. Even a good, sir, a BA in psychology doesn't mean he's an HR, he or she is an HR. But I find people, oh, sir, I can judge people, so I'm an HR. How can you term it? It's a human resource. It's a big term. It's a big defined term. And it brings a lot of challenges, a lot of patience, a lot of cudgels, a lot of allegations which you have not done, a lot of blames which you have not done, a lot of things which you're not responsible for, you have been taken in and blamed by the management or the employee side. So you have to take in so much. Yes. And still, it's a thankless service. Right. In my whole career of 2 decades in India and interacting with expatriates also, what I find HR work service still is a thankless service. I feel that HR should also give prominence, HR personnel, HR department should give prominence by the management and the employees that they are the bridge where you can't explain directly to everything to the management. You can at least put up to HR. He hears, he or she listens to you. And he filters the matter and then brings to your upper level so that at least you have been heard. Yes. The thing with the heard, employees should feel that they have been heard. That's the main, HR personnel department plays in present scenario. Along with technical advancement, challenges from the AI or any of the softwares which they have been made into. Data, data being how the data has been interpreted. And then I, as an HR, sir, I had tried to bring out the abstract. Like I had done 16 PF analysis from FI management, 16 personality factors. Those abstract quantities are being brought into in numerical facets by me through a software I have developed myself. Yes. So the people are able to connect with me. How much I am good, how much I'm diligent, how much I am. When I say somebody that you are very sincere, it's an abstract quantity. So how do you express it in numerical? Out of 10, I said you are 9 in sincerity. It makes sense. It makes I'm 9. I'm good enough. Good as a person. In sincere fact, all these factors, abstract quantities are represented numerically through my efforts. Although I have tried to implement the BARC system, behavior anchored rating scale, it plays a very important part in present HR. But even the bell curve is very important for in today's scenario.
Got it. And sir, if I ask you about, one defining moment of your last 2 decades of experience, a challenge that you solved as a leader, and you can't forget that, what would that be?
So talking about present firm, the biggest challenge I say, the PF factor, yes. The provident fund aspect. Now the provident fund has been online. Naming a few, in my past companies also, sir, what I felt that PF was not properly addressed. The records of the person was not very good. They used to pay money to get their work done, but they still, by taking on the bribes also, the people didn't work for them. They didn't get their data collected online. But when I joined my past company also, and the company which I worked, I have made sure honestly that people records are up to date and their bank accounts, whatever requirements are there with the PF department opening up account and disbursing their claims, they have been done genuinely, sir. And data is very accurate. Talking about a present firm also have like 5 to 600 labor staff, non-registered. I have made the data clear, sir. It was incorrect totally, and they're not able to get access to their anything of that. With my inception and with my efforts, I the individual HR, I you know cleared corrected cleared and corrected their accounts, talking to the PF, requested the PF departments, not giving any bribe to any of the person, and I got the things work done by me, sir. And still I'm doing it. It's a continuous process for me.
Right.
Even in Tata Steel, I have seen that the records are not very proper. You find it shocked. But in Tata Steel also, the record of PF department is not with some spellings are not correct with the employees. Date of birth is wrong. So there, even that data is not very proper in bigger companies also. So the PF is a big challenge today because we are not been this HR are not been taught in the MBA.
Yes.
MBA HR we are not taught what PF department is, what is government. We are just taught about the the fancy English language.
Yes.
Since being an MBA in HR, I have not been taught. So how can somebody expect simple guys should they know the HR concepts very well? That's why I really dislike the pseudo HRs. They feel kind of thing.
Right. Yes. Very, very pertinent points actually, Keshav sir, you have made inside this entire podcast. And must say that, this is something which can come only through experience, not by, doing one or two of degrees or certifications, as you call those pseudo HRs. The examples that you quoted, the things that you basically talk about, shows that, you have invested so much time on the ground, understanding people, solving their problems, their challenges. And I know, that you come from a very humble background and, you have been to every part of India. You have led HR functions for multiple companies. You have contributed so much to the HR community. We at Dawdle are very thankful that you took out time to join us and to share your insights. And before we close, sir, one last thing that we would like to understand is that if you had to describe a great HR leadership in, say, one or two sentences, what would that be? Great HR leader is a neutral person, irrespective of any emotions, highs and lows, a person with a straight line, with a sticky and magnetic approaches, magnetic personality within himself or herself. So people are attracted and able to, relate to them and they're able to express. As is an approachable person, he or she should not be a strict discipline like an admin person. HR is approachable, human resource. The humans should approach. They should be made themselves approachable, either to the top or the lower management, so they can act as a bridge flawlessly. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on this podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.